Alright guys, so this is a video on my Turkish Mauser. So, like, this is a model 1903, and Turkey bought, I don't remember the amount that they bought from to be made from Germany, and so I don't really know much information on these rifles, so and then these rifles most likely saw service in World War I, along with the 1888 commission rifle, Yugo commission rifle, I think. I don't remember the name of it. And then in the early and late 30s up into the 40s, these were reworked at, I think, different factories, but in the same area. This one was reworked in 1934, and its original crest was scrubbed off, but you can still see parts of it along the edges where they couldn't fully get it. It says TC, AS, FA, and Cara. And then I'm going to show you guys that it is unloaded. As you see, no round is in the chamber, nothing came out with the bolt. Now, just like every other Yugo 88 style bolt, very easy to take apart. I'm going to set it aside. These rifles either come with a 28-inch or 29.5-inch barrel. And I do have a bayonet for this one, actually. So this is what it usually will look like. They use different kinds sometimes, I think. So it fits on like that. It's got a muzzle ring. Now this rifle barrel is very worn and dark inside. It's got some pitting near the beginning throughout here. Now I'm going to show you guys what a worn barrel is going to look like. So I don't have any pulled bullets at the moment right now, but this is a Yugo round from 1953. See how far it goes in? And then that far, right to where my thumbnail stops. And then I have my Yugo capture K98 that has a pristine barrel. I mean, this thing is unfired since it was put into storage. And this one's markings were scrubbed, and but the side rail marking model 98 is still there, and you can still see the parts of the acceptance marks through here and on the sights, and this smaller parts. And the trigger, the foreplate here is from another rifle, just like every other part on this. And so we're going to insert the round in the barrel right here. See how far it sticks out? This rifle is pretty much unfired by just that, whereas that's so far stuck in. When we put it back into here, it's almost swallowed in by the barrel. So it's just the same disassembly for every model 98 style bolt. As you can see, this is a teardrop bolt handle that is straight, and the bolt faces will show primer erosion from sealants, like on the primers of this stuff, which is kind of red. It's hard to see on this one. Like this one right here. See that red stuff? If it gets stuck on there, it's kind of like, I compare it to corrosive salts in the primers itself, but just kind of not as bad. So you just push down on this button right here, turn it, keep turning it, and then just, I'm going to drop the bolt butt in right here. And you just take your, well, this rifle doesn't have the bolt takedown disc, but this one does. You just stick it in there, push down, and then it's hard to do with one hand, so I'm not going to do it, but you push down on this piece until it's fully compressed, and then you rotate this either direction, this way or that way, and then slowly release this. When I first took down this bolt, caulking piece went just flying across the room, and I broke a window. So you got to be careful. These bolts are under some very powerful springs. There's a problem with my Yugo Mauser. I know what it is. It's the firing pin and the caulking piece don't like each other too much. I can't engage the safety in it when it's in this Mauser. If I put it in my Israeli, it works fine for some reason, but I can't lift it up into the middle position or into the other position. But I'm gonna screw it back together. Sorry if you guys hear the rain hitting the window. It's raining pretty hard here. Okay, so let's put the extractor back in. One thing I would not recommend really doing, unless it's critical and needs to be done, do not take off the actual extractor itself. It is sometimes hard to put back on, but I've done it a few times, and so it's easier for me. So like this bolt right here cannot go from this position into the mid-safe position and then into the extreme safe position, which I call it. And that is where bolt cannot be opened and trigger cannot be pulled. Whereas middle safe position, bolt can be cycled, trigger cannot be pulled to make it fire. And then just the other position where you can fire it. These sights are graduated up into 2,000 yards or meters. And then I don't know who might have been done while this thing was still in Turkey, but it's been notched out here up into the 1,500 yards area to stay in that. Oh, and another service history with these rifles is I think these were used after World War I to fight Greeks. I don't remember if the Turks and Greeks fought a lot. I'm not too educated in that part of history. I do have a Yugo 2447 sling on this because I don't really want to pay the price for original Turkish one. And when I bought this rifle in January of 2009, I think, I'm not sure, this screw itself, this is a replacement screw. The screw that this came with right here, it's actually snapped off, and it was a little stub of the screw about that big, stuck into the receiver screw slot. And I had to work a couple days on that with a little tiny screwdriver and a multi-tool to tap it out, and it finally came out one day. I'm not sure if that's that might be about it, I don't know. But to me, this kind of looks like someone got bored one day, this mark right here, and just kind of rubbed it back and forth until finish started wearing off. And there are photos of German troops holding the this is pretty much the balance point of a rifle like this. And so if I remember correctly, the German soldiers were trained to hold it like this, or up in the more typical area right up with the sight. And when I was shooting this one, the barrel got so hot that soaked in oil right here actually started oozing out of the handguard and into here. So might be about it, but yeah. So I'll do a video on the Turkish Mauser. It's got small Turkish half moon part marks on it. This rifle's headspace is excessive, so You may on rifles with excessive headspace, you may get stretched necks or cracked necks because of it's stretched so far. So I only shoot like commercial ammo in this now because I just don't like having to clean such a long barrel with cleaner rods I don't have that are the same length. I only have like the shorter ones. I can only go up to here, so I would have to pull it back out, which is extremely hard to do, or just force something on the edge of the cleaner rod through here. But I clean the recommended way to clean a rifle, from what I've seen, is through the chamber out, which protects the muzzle, the crown's rifling. And like I said, this is pretty much a brand new barrel, so I don't want to ruin this one. So yeah, all markings on this one were just completely scrubbed. Like, you can't find a maker's code, date, whatever you want, just whatever's there. But I can tell from the milling, from the crude milling marks right here, throughout here, this was a later war receiver, whereas my Israeli has this fine marks. You can't really even find milling marks that are really crude on here because it's a 1940 receiver. So I'm gonna cut this off before I start coughing more, but that's about it. So I'll see you next video.